What's up guys, my name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going over something that I haven't gone over since before Title Update 1, and that is an updated hammer build. Now, if you know me, you've seen my content, you know I am not a huge hammer fan. It is probably my least favorite weapon in the entire game, in every game, no matter what. I don't know what it is. Just not a fan. I'm really not. And I know that some of you hammer boys out there, you're so upset with me. And that's okay. Because, you know, I get it from my boys all the time. Like, I'm not a huge hammer fan. But my wonderful almost partner in this endeavor in YouTube and Twitch and all of that, my main man, my right-hand man, Asami, has requested a hammer build. Which means, shout out to you, my boy, this is for you. We have Thor's hammer. Gold armor, giant brick on my back? No? Okay, that's fine. To start, we are using Lagiacrus hammer. And the reason for it is because Lagiacrus weapons, even when you're fighting monsters that aren't inherently weak to thunder, actually do such a good job. And that's because the buffs that elemental buffs, quote unquote, got during the different title updates. If you play hammer, you know that when it first came out, it was not great. It was not very good. And since it has gotten much better. So here I am to showcase it. Well, we have Lagiacrus hammer. We have the Gamma Ray Dow helmet and arms. We have the Lagiacrus chestplate, Lagiacrus coil for the waist, both in beta variant. The Uthunal Gamma Greaves, so arch-tempered. And we have the Secret Charm. The Secret Charm is actually really, really easy. You got two choices. Choice 1, Thunder Resistance. Choice 2, Defense Boost. Now, the reason for this is because the way Lagiacrus weapons work is convert Thunder Resistance on them. The higher your Thunder Resistance, the more damage it has on it. And this is not stackable, or this doesn't cap. This just keeps going. So, the reason I opted to use my Secret Charm that had both Thunder Resistance and Defense Boost is because if you don't know, the higher in levels you get for Defense Boost, the more elemental resistance that you get naturally. Thunder Resistance also works the opposite way. The more Thunder Resistance you have, the more defense you could get. Hence the 612, then it becomes 20 with a defense plus 10. Okay? Now that we've gone over the armor, the weapons, and the talisman, let's go ahead and showcase the decorations. Decorations on the weapon are as follows. Focus Handicraft, Handicraft, and a KO Jewel. The reason we do this, we already have a ton of damage. If you were to include things like critical boost, like attack boost, you will have a little extra, definitely. But I am a huge handicraft fanatic. The reason for it is because if I am able to fight longer with white sharpness, the amount of damage increase that I am doing thanks to the white sharpness multiplier versus the blue sharpness multiplier, it ends up being more damage than if I were to slot in critical boost or attack boost. Very little amount. If you are capping out critical boost on all of your weapons, absolutely. Unfortunately, because hammer is one of those, you really want focus, and you really want to have maxed out slugger, it is imperative, at least in my opinion, that you have both of those. Kind of like on greatsword, you have focus. On dual blades, you want stamina management. Every weapon kind of needs a little something. And in the case of hammer, you want focus. When you're charging up your strikes, you want to make sure they're happening as quick as possible. Okay. Next up is we have 1 and 2 Tenderizer Jewels. We have 1 and 2 Challenger Jewels. We have 1 Mighty Jewel. We have 1 Refresh Jewel. And then we have 1 Jumping, 1 Shockproof, 2 Thunder Resistance, and the rest of them are defense. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 defense jewels. The reason for it is this combination of armor, and at least with my talisman, allow me to have almost a seamless set of offense and defense and quality of life. It's actually really nice how it all worked out. Defense boost is maxed out. Weakness exploit is maxed out. Agitators at level 3. Maximum might. It's not crazy on hammer, I won't lie, because your charging is always draining stamina, but thanks to Stamina Surge, we're able to kind of get that back to at least allow some of our first hits to have that affinity bonus for the extra critical, which kind of goes back to what I was saying about you can have high affinity, but it's harder to manage on hammer, depending on what perks you go for, and at least for me, I prefer handicraft. So, We have evade extender, which is nice. Hammer is definitely a lot more mobile than, say, greatsword when it comes to while the weapon is out. But evade extender is always nice. We do have quick sheath, and just because we are on hammer, we don't want to be getting interrupted by any of our teammates, especially if some of them are going for the noggin. Most notably, maybe in the Omega fight, you're hitting the head while your tank, quote unquote, is also hitting the head. You don't want to be messing them up. They don't want to be messing you up, so on and so forth. Quick sheath and shock absorber. Now, we've gone over all of this, and now it's time to kind of show it in action. So you can kind of see we're hitting solid damage. Okay, like it actually is fairly decent. We do get the Legiacris bonuses, and we'll go ahead and just do the Big Bang finisher just to kind of see. You can see we're doing out of 13 hits, 2,500 damage. Focus is going to come in super clutch when you are sitting there trying to use your charge attacks. If you are a hammer player that does a lot more great sword style where you kind of run and you swing and then you run and then you swing, you could opt to do something else with focus. At least for me, like I said, I am not a huge great sword guy or a hammer guy. I love great sword, which is why I don't know why I don't like hammer. At least to me, it doesn't make sense. But overall, this build was for my boy who specifically has asked for this. And hopefully for some of you guys that are hammer fans as well. The build is fun. It works out surprisingly well, I won't lie. I definitely expected to have less time and less fun because I think hammer is one of my least played weapons, if not my least played. And I'm actually not opposed to it. Thanks to some of the buffs that it's gotten, it's definitely made me a little more interested in playing it. But overall, guys, that is going to do it for my Thor's hammer build. You have a wonderful blend of defense, wonderful blend of offense. You can see our thunder resistance is 48. If you were to take this to go fight like Legiacris or Ray Dow, honestly, I'd be shocked if you got hit real hard from some of their lightning attacks. It's kind of nuts. I won't lie. It was really, really nice how well everything kind of flowed together. If this is not a good build and you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm kind of... yeah, I have 11 hunts on hammer in this game, which is my third least used weapon, only to be beat out by the bowguns. I am not a hammer player. I am not a hammer enjoyer, but I do know how to build craft. I do know how to showcase things that work, and I know how all of the weapons work. It's just not my shtick. It's not my thing. Maybe after making this build and making this video, you guys will convince me otherwise. I would love to know whether or not I am doing something wrong, what I should be doing differently. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.